The joint venture by Minesco Petroleum and the Sierra Leone Petroleum Directorate is a vision by President Koroma to revamp the oil and gas industry, which, if realized, has tremendous potential to serve as a vehicle to advance the newly initiated agenda for change. It could be recalled that the Sierra Leone Petroleum Directorate was formed to regulate the industry and enhance performance. The Acting Director General of the Sierra Leone Petroleum Directorate, Raymond Carbo, said their mission is to facilitate the optimal exploration and development of Sierra Leone's petroleum resources for the long-term benefit of its people. This, is said, can be done through the development of regulatory guidelines and monitoring contract compliance, having due regard for the economy, the environment, safety, and investor concerns.
It therefore becomes potentially compellingly necessary to have the necessary know-how if the Directorate is to effectively fulfill its mission. That is why one of our key priorities is to aggressively embark on training and development activities in order for us to better monitor and guide ongoing exploration efforts, as well as prepare ourselves ahead of eventual production.
The cause, Mr. Kabu said, will serve as a rationale for the proactive stand in expanding the scope of potential beneficiaries. The Minesco Petroleum representative and consultant of the cause, Angus Warren, said Minesco's intervention on the transformation of the oil and gas industry is significant, especially so when Sierra Leone has the potential of exploring oil. Mr. Warren said the cause will help the Sierra Leone Petroleum Directorate in its fight to revamp a substantial oil and gas industry in Sierra Leone. An interactive session climaxed the ceremony. SABC News R, Awanatu Conte reporting.
Have your attention, please. And I want to start by asking all of us to invoke the presence of God by saying a very brief opening session anyway. I now give us a welcome statement.
Guests, colleagues of the Petroleum Directorate, and participants, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me a great privilege and distinct pleasure to extend on behalf of the Sierra Leone Petroleum Directorate a very warm welcome to all participants who have kindly honored our invitation to participate in this session at a short notice. It is also my privilege to welcome representatives of Minesco in our midst. On the basis of their credentials, Minesco first building endeavors, and indeed they did not only indicate their willingness, but have positively responded to our call for training support. To the extent that today we are witnessing another round of training delivery taking place. This will be climaxed by the award of up to 20 scholarships, for which advanced courses have been identified to meet the vision, mission, aspirations, and obligations of the Sierra Leone Petroleum Directorate. I am also happy to welcome representatives from the Geology Department of Frabe College and the Geological Survey Department, the Office of the Chief of Staff, EPA, and other stakeholders in MDAs and civil society who we believe are also entitled to have a better understanding, or at least some basic working knowledge of the concepts and practical operations of the emerging petroleum sector. The petroleum industry in Sierra Leone is still in its infancy, and it is the vision of His Excellency the President, a vision we all share, I believe, that Sierra Leone becomes an oil-producing state in the not-too-distant future. The realization of this vision has tremendous potential to serve as a vehicle to advance the newly initiated agenda for transformation. A strategy towards this vision was the creation of an appropriate regulatory regime with the necessary function and physical autonomy for enhanced performance. As a regulatory agency, Our mission is to facilitate the optimal exploration and development of Sierra Leone's petroleum resources for the long-term benefits of its people through the development of regulatory guidelines and monitoring contract compliance, having due regard for the economy, the environment, safety, technology transfer, as well as investor concerns. It therefore becomes potentially compellingly necessary to have the necessary know-how if the Directorate is to effectively fulfill its mission. That is why one of our key priorities is to aggressively embark on training and development activities in order for us to better monitor and guide ongoing exploration efforts, as well as prepare ourselves ahead of eventual production. But we also believe that knowledge creation should be balanced with knowledge sharing, particularly with those that we consider as stakeholders, such as all of you present here today. Therefore, please feel free to share what you know, what knowledge you can bring up, and participate in all the exercises. But we also, in scanning the program for this course, one is immediately impressed with the spectrum of important issues to be covered during the session. I hope that participants will like the format of this session, and I firmly believe that you will make maximum use of the program and correspondingly reap the benefits that go well beyond the primary purpose of the training session itself. I wish you a most fruitful, interesting, and stimulating discussion and exchange. On that note, I once more say I am very pleased to welcome you all to this session.
Invite our consultants, our tutor.
Angus Warren. I'm representing Minexco. I'll say a few words about Minexco and then perhaps a few words about this training program. Minexco is a well-experienced company with operations worldwide. Minexco works with governments and companies all around the world, closely understanding and developing the country's exploration and production industry. In Sierra Leone, Minexco has launched this training program to help advance the Sierra Leone Petroleum Directorate. So there's a little bit about Minexco and perhaps a few words from myself. I'm absolutely delighted to be here this week working with you on this training program. I'm very much looking forward to working with you over the next 5 days and to share some great learning experiences together. You are at a very exciting time in your country's history, at least as far as oil and gas is concerned, because you are starting out on a big journey and you have the opportunity to create something really material, substantial for Sierra Leone. So I hope to play a very small part in helping you on that journey. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I think from this point,
I will need this. Let me get the slide. So if I could ask you please to introduce yourself.